Hey folks, Longhorn Lester here, and we may have to very well take this party back inside the house. I got everything set up to do a live outside. This was the first day in a very long time that it has not been windy, and if lo and behold, I don't sit down and all of a sudden I start seeing the windmill turn behind me, I'm like, uh-oh. And then that breeze gets over here and the shirt starts blowing behind me. And I'm thinking, this is the worst thing that could ever happen. I'm not real sure how you're able to hear me, but here's the good news. If anybody says the wind, it's the wind, I can't hear you because of the wind, then we will simply just pick up this computer. I'm going to scream at Jamie to come outside and she can carry the phone and we'll take this party right inside the house out of the wind. So on YouTube, I'm seeing that you can hear me clearly. And that's neat because I have this really nice mic set up. This looks horrible. I have this great microphone that I have set up on my YouTube laptop, camera, mic, and everything. But it's the iPhone, that darned iPhone 13. And no knock against Apple, but I tell you what, if there's not a person, listen to me, I'm not making this up. There's not a person that I know who has not had some audio difficulties. Thank you very much. Jamie's looking out the window at me. I guess she's just looking at me. That's weird. But no, there's not a person who has bought the iPhone 13 and has not had some issues with the audio. So I was last night, of course, I'm in the tub and I'm doing some audio, some video editing, and it was just so much wind noise. You could hear the wind over my voice, yet the trees weren't even hardly blowing in the distance. And I'm like, why is it picking up so much wind noise? And so I go to Google about this whole thingamajig, iPhone 13, wind noise, and a lot of people. There are these entire forums of people who have these complaints about it doesn't have the noise reduction that other versions of the iPhones have had. And so using a phone for most of my recording, then using a phone that has noise reduction issues. So of course Apple comes on and tells you how you can fix it. But the crazy thing about this, and I don't care if Apple gets upset with me, but this is true, and I hope you do fix it. The problem with the quick fix that Apple had is that it whenever you edit or you change your original video, then it will not upload into the Apple iMovie because it's been an edited video and they don't let you edit videos outside using a different editor. You have to do it from inside there. Yet inside the iMovie, they don't have. Okay, I know you don't know a thing about what I'm talking about. So let me just move on. If there is a problem with volume or noise or anything else, you let me know and we will start taking it inside the house. We can do that very easily. As you can see, I am wearing my church clothes. Reason I say that is because I do hang these two garments inside the closet with my church clothes or my going out clothes. Most of my clothes I put into my drawers. Jamie folds them all up nice, and you know the way you fold clothes the right way. And we have a drawer. I have 5 drawers, and each of my different types of clothing go in each drawer. But that's where I get and wear most of my shirts from. My hats hang on the hat rack, or I can kind of like do the little folding thing and stack them all together, whatever. But not these here. Not these here. These here I actually keep in the with my church clothes. These are from my 2 social media friends who I endorse. They sent me these. This over here, you all know, came from Jason over at Cog Hill Farm. And so I wear it with pride. And that one behind me over there came from Daniel Arms over at Arms Family Homestead. Of course, I got a hat from each of them also. And what's unique about this is that they didn't send me their new. They did. These see, we have such a loving friendship that they don't have to send me their new stuff. They're not trying to impress me. They send me their old, used, and worn out stuff. Yeah, I think you all can see there how this Creek Live hat looks. That's from Daniel. And then, of course, Jason sends me this amazing shirt with the neck ripped out of it. I wonder if that's where Brooke, that's like a thing around their house. I don't know. And I, yeah, that neither one have sent underwear. So don't worry and stop doing that bromance talk. Neither one have sent underwear. Here's a funny question, no. I wonder if one of those two were to send underwear, who would be the most likely to do it? Would Daniel send underwear or would Jason use underwear? And how weird of that is that how weird we're even talking about this. Yeah, so oh, that's funny. I can tell that's your church clothes because it's holy. Holy. That's like a dad joke. That's funny. And it's also really cute. So we're going to start off today and we're going to talk about my nephew Jake. That's right, nephew Jake, get ready. And I hope to God that Jake is on this live wherever he's at because he's not here working. He is not here working. And so I hope that he's watching and he will chime in. And if he does chime in, then you guys let me know because we have we've had, how do I say this the nice way? Let me back up and talk a little bit about my uncles and the amazing relationship and all of the memories that I have with my uncles. And as much as they teased and taunted and gave me wedgies and gave me, you know what a nookie is? Like, you go, come on, nookie, 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 and did all that kind of stuff. And all of the horror stories that they told us and how they terrified us and the number of things that my uncles did. Through all of that, there was a relationship being built. Hi, buddy. Everyone, look who joined me. Trivia. What's this cat's name? Who knows this cat's name? Still waiting for someone to tell me who this cat is. Uh, Anywho, I developed an amazing relationship with my uncles, and I cannot remember a single memory of love and happiness and kindness and compassion. No, I remember being put onto a bucking horse and being told to hold on. And I can, man, I could just go through some crazy memories, some awesome memories. And guess what? Guess what, y'all? I love my uncles, and the most recent uncle that we all lost, my uncle Raleigh. I was there with him until his dying breath. Not literally side by side. That's wasn't my place, but I think you all know about the relationship that I had with my uncle Raleigh. And you see, for as many folks that are being very critical of the fact that I taunt and tease and mess with Jake, I honestly feel bad that you never had a chance to experience those kind of things with your uncle or aunt, because that's what we do. And if that's not what you do, then that's fine. I'm blessed, y'all. I'm going to tell you how blessed I am. I'm blessed to be able to have a page, a social media page, where I'm able to come on every day, and I do this every day, and express my opinions. And I express and show my way of life. And I totally get that my opinions may not be your opinions, and my way of life may not be your way of life. That's normal. But that's why we have options in what we choose to watch and what we don't choose to watch. We also have options um in I'm trying to find this is where I have to pick and choose my words very carefully. This over here reminds me of LE. LE will be in the middle of a live and he'll be right in the midst of a talking point and he'll just stop and he'll just chug down a water bottle, which is funny to me. Um, you are absolutely entitled to your opinion. But what I will not allow is fighting and arguing back and forth. And that's where I have to sometimes step in to keep the page a happy place. So let me say that again. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, But what you cannot do is use the page to argue and fight. So, by all means, if you have an opinion on a farm project or whatever's going on in whatever video or whatever live, man, by all means, y'all, that's what comments are for. You can comment. But when a comment is written so as it draws a reaction, and then that one is written to where it begins a fight back and forth, that all of a sudden makes it a not very happy place, because as many people who watch the videos, a lot of folks also enjoy reading the comments. And one thing that we don't ever want to be here, on this page, is a place that promotes and just spews out the hate and the anger and the negativity. I can promise you that. Um, Jake is also a grown man. In case you don't know this, Jake is 26 years old. And if Jake had a problem with any of the taunting and the teasing and stuff that goes on here in our family and in all of our family, then don't you think that a 26-year-old man would say something? And he hasn't. As a matter of fact, he teases and taunts right back at me. That is the beauty of this relationship, of this family unit. I can be upset with my dad and we can have a beef back and forth, but guess what? That's what fathers and sons sometimes do. I cannot agree with my mom on something, especially something religious. And guess what? That's what families do. We're okay to do that. We don't have to, just because we don't see eye to eye on things, where we have to pick sides. And anyway, um, Jake was given a hard time by Rick yesterday. Rick, my friend Rick, think like a horse, uh, got on to Jake about something. And that was the funnest thing to do, is be able to watch someone else give Jake a hard time besides just me. And the beauty of it is, Jake sent me a text. I was on my bus waiting to load my kids, and I got a text. And Jake says, "Oh no." And I looked, and he included a thumbnail of Rick's page with Jake's title down there about something. And so I was just could not wait to get home off my bus and to watch that video. And oh, it was so fun watching Jake get chewed out by someone other than me. But the beauty of it is, like I was telling Jake, Jake didn't care, y'all. Jake didn't care. There's people who can take it, and there's some who can't take it. Jake can take it. All right. And Jake was like, we were talking about Rick's comments, and I said, Rick was right. Rick was right on every point that he made. And Jake goes, "Oh no, and I reminded him, remember, Jake, I says that there is so much that I have learned over the last 4 years of making videos and running the sanctuary that I never knew my whole life. I was doing a lot of things wrong, but it was because of some comments that I read from you guys, video links that I'd gotten from you guys, people like Rick that would take the time to talk and explain. And like Rick always says, you don't know what you don't know." Sounds simple enough. You don't know what you don't know. Oh no, I'm having an issue with Facebook. I just lost my signal, Facebook. I'm hoping it comes back. I think that we're back. And so I'm not someone saying, "Stop, Lester, don't focus on the negativity. It only empowers them." Oh, no, no, no. I'm not going to focus on the negativity. I'm trying to explain what I do, because this is never going to go away. That's what I said. That's why it's my channel. It's my page. It's my outlet. And so I'm blessed to be able to come to the pages and express who I am, what I do, how I do it, the good, the bad, the ugly. And there's always going to be criticism. See, you hear this, right? You do hear all the criticism, but there's also something beautiful in the fact that there are pages that are still not afraid to talk about and express their opinions. How many people do you know in the world who walk that fine line where they will not tip over on either side? They want to be very, very careful of what they say and what they don't say, because they're afraid they're going to offend somebody. And you want to, if you're in the middle, you can't offend anybody. That's not who we are. And I don't think anyone in this family ever has to worry about that. because, well, you've come to our page. You've come to our page. And the pages are doing very well. So thank you all who are okay with our opinions and the way that we do things around here. And I guess that's all I have to say about that. I'll quote from Forrest Gump. Um, Jamie did give me a list of things I was going to talk about today. Oh boy, how about that snake video? Now, I'm trying to remember if it has played on both platforms, and I don't know for sure if it has. But yeah, Lester got caught cursing. I got caught cursing, but cursing was not the big deal. The focus of that video was not the big deal. What was crazy about that is how I found a new pitch to my voice. And that's something that not many of us can do. Yeah, I discovered a new pitch to my voice. I already knew my voice had some cracks and some hoarseness to it, and I know I have a unique voice. I've been told that by a number of people, including the guy that wanted to use me as his traveling. It's a long story, but flight school is happening in the background, and I don't know if you could see it, but I hope that you were able to hear it. That's funny. Um, so no, but what I'd never heard before is my voice go from this level to this level. And of course, you all know that I'm terrified of snakes. Snakes terrify me. I don't like snakes. I don't like green frogs, and I don't like rats or mice. So those are the four things. Nothing else really scares me around here. I'm not scared of any type of, predator out in the forest. Nothing like that scares me. I'm not scared of, coyotes and wolves and bobcats and all the usual larger predators that live here. But I am scared of snakes, green frogs, just green frogs. I'm not scared of bullfrogs. I can pick up and move bullfrogs all day. It's just green frogs that terrify me. And then, of course, rats and mice. And I just now realized in saying so, I'm also scared of cherubs. Cherubs. Cherubs? Those little angely ceramic or concrete little structures, creatures that sit in your yard. Cherubs. I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, I didn't know I had a fear of cherubs until recently. I went and I had my first sleepover at Longhorn Lester's. It was a very stormy night here, and I knew that the animals were fine. And Jamie was going to be here, and I just told her I have this curiosity of how Longhorn Lester's is going to handle the wind and the rain. And there's no animals over there yet, so there's nothing to really worry about as far as our babies go. But I told her that, hey, I'm going to go ahead and going over there, and I want to ride out the storm in that building, and I mostly want to see where the rain goes, because that's important that you know your property, especially when you're doing new construction. You want to make sure that you know what places you can avoid and what places it's okay to build or whatnot. They're also in the process of digging a pond. I wanted to make sure that we had that pond laid out right to avoid even more erosion in the future. So I had heard we were going to get 3 or 4 inches of rain, and I wanted to be there for it. So that afternoon, once we were done with the feed up, I went ahead and drove on over, and I discovered several things about the new property, Longhorn Lester's, that I did not know. I did not realize how dark it was there. And by the way, that problem is being addressed. We have bought some solar lights that we will install. And so that was one thing. We also, yesterday, we went and watched the guy install some cameras, some solar powered cameras that we had him set there in front of the gate, there at the entrance. So even though our gate is not there yet, I said, okay, so I hear that I'm wiggling too much in my chair. I'm shaking everything. I'm in a chair that is rocky, a rickety chair, and it is kind of giving way back and forth. So we did go and have the AT&T guy install some cameras that it works through 4G, which comes right to our phones. So at any time of day, I can take my phone and look at the camera. You could review its motion detectors. You can review anyone that came in or out of the property. And so that's really neat to have. Right now, I don't really need that because Mr. Dub and Miss Sharon are still living there. So they're back and forth. Of course, as of right now, they still have deliveries coming back and forth. And so the camera is letting me know a lot of traffic going on. But for the days that I'm not there, once they all get moved out, it'll be really neat to be able to sit there and watch who's at the gate, what they're doing, and all of that. And we've needed that for a long time. We have cameras set up over here, but like I said, this place over here is a little bit different because you can't catch every angle. You cannot catch every, driveway because we're surrounded by people on all sides. Now, most of them are family besides the church here behind me. So there's no way to really have cameras here, even though we have them. So something was to go wrong, we could see who or what happened. But it'll be nice to be able to have the camera set up and to know what's going on over there when I can't be there. And of course, over here, we're not that worried because on the days that we're over there, there's always family around here. Morrow Hill is never vacated enough to where there's not someone watching out for each other. You keep asking about Bree's baby, and yes, Brienne did have her baby, but I'm gonna let her talk about that on her channel. I do not want to give all the details, and I'm sure you probably already know. Well, maybe you don't, or you wouldn't be asking me. So Brienne needs to post a video of that baby because I'm seeing lots of pictures through Family Messenger. I know they're home. I've seen Carter, which is her 1 year old, loving on the baby already from the house. So I know they're home. I haven't seen Bree outside yet, but that's expected. Um, so yeah, if you want to check out Bree's baby, go to Bree's page, which is Life on Morrow Hill, and I can promise you she'll have something up there pretty soon for you guys with that. Um, the Another video that I talked about this week that I showed, I think on both platforms, was the new guy, Lester's new guy. It was kind of funny. I tried to do a little clickbait, draw you in with my title, and even my thumbnail showed me sitting there like I'm in deep thought, and Jamie's like behind me, rolling her eyes. But yes, Lester does have a new guy. But like I said in the video, it's not just my new guy; it's really our new guy. It's our new guy, and so it happened so random that the day after the storm, when I came back to the property a couple of hours later, I'd come home, done my bus run, and then I went back. And when I got back, Maggie, when I got back and I was able to see, there were a couple of trees that had blown over. One of them was deadwood. It was an old tree that probably should have been blown over a long time ago. But the second one was a young tree, which kind of surprised me. But I'm just guessing with the amount of wind and the amount of rain, it just wasn't able to handle, and it fell. So the problem with the dead wood is that it fell over in the little service drive that we use, the one that we've been using as we go around, as to not interfere with the fence and the pond guy. So we knew that was going to be an issue. So what I did was I got on the phone that morning and I began to call around. And because of the storm, everybody I called had something already going on. They said maybe this weekend or give them a couple of days or whatever else. But we needed it kind of fixed like now. And I do have a chainsaw. I chainsaw all the time, but I have a 16-inch chainsaw. This was a big timber. It was going to require one of those big jobs. And I found a guy that said he would come over in the afternoon. You've seen the video. You know all about it. But the neat things about this are a couple of things that I've highlighted in the video. The contractor who agreed to do the work, he changed his schedule to accommodate for us. He got out of the truck and worked alongside his employees. Guys, that's rare. That is rare. There are tons of subcontractors. These guys are a dime a dozen around here with all the construction across the street. This is going to sound mean, but with all of the cheap labor, and what I mean by that is there's a lot of illegal immigrants that are day laborers that will hang out at certain locations around here. And so these subcontractors can go around on Marketplace, they can use Craigslist, and they can find jobs that they have no intention of doing themselves. What they'll do after they get it, after they line up some work, they collect half the money, then they go by and they hire some day laborers that they pretty much cheat out of an honest salary. To be, I'm gonna be honest with you, you already know this, and if you don't, it's because you don't live in Texas where you have these kind of issues. And so they grab a couple of day laborers and then they take them back to do the job. And the contractor will either sit in the truck and watch them, or many times he'll leave and go do other jobs and just maybe swing by when it's done to check everything out and get the rest of that money. And so you never know who you're calling. When you go on Marketplace or Craigslist, you never really know who you're calling. It's not like they all have, businesses. And so I found a guy to come out, and he got right out of the truck and he worked alongside his employees. And I don't know their status. I don't know their status. I'm happy that they're able to find work, and I'm happy that they worked hard. And I was so blessed to see the contractor getting out of the truck and working alongside them. And so I that did something to me because of all of the people, and there's been a ton. Hey, this is Maggie over here beside me. Don't think I'm sitting here rubbing my own leg with such. Uh, anyway, with all of the folks who we've been blessed to have met over the course of the years of having the nonprofit and the sanctuary, I would say, and probably over half have been shysters, have been scammers, scam artists. They've been people who have promised you one thing and did not deliver on that. And so it's we've learned the hard way. We have learned the hard way. We've also learned how to identify a quality individual. And so there's not a lot of criteria that I use, but I'll tell you what, the fact that he showed up, he worked his schedule, he got out of the truck and worked with his men. He did not overcharge us. And then there was one last point that I brought up in the video that I really want to talk about, which might be the most powerful of all. The guy was going to charge me for half a day's labor. I told him what was going on. I told him what I needed, and he was going to charge me for what they normally charge for half a day's labor. And I thought that was a fair price. It was probably, in my opinion, a half a day's worth of work, 4 hours, half a day. And when they got there and got to work, they were done in a couple of hours. And so he asked me, what else can we do for you? And I'm like, what else can you do for me? And so at first I thought maybe he needed more money. And I says, that's all I can afford to pay you. But no, he said that I'd paid for half a day and he was going to give me half a day. I love that. Because he could have gotten a truck and they could have taken off. And, I paid for half a day. They got all the work done, got everything piled up and everything was tidied up. But instead, he and I picked out a couple of other trees that were dead that were going to eventually fall, maybe into our new pond or maybe across the service drive. And so he went ahead and had his guys cut those down. He actually took his truck. One of them was too thick to cut down. They didn't have a chainsaw big enough. That's how thick this dead tree was. So they had to cut into a circle, sort of around it the best they could. And he took his dually pickup, and the worker went up really high and got him a rope tied around it. And they pulled and they brought that tree down. They cut it into smaller pieces for me, and so I can move with the tractor later. Anyway, I was just so very impressed. So yes, I did make a video about that. I called it Lester's New Guy. In that video, I paid homage to a lot of other folks who have helped us around here, many who you have come to love as much as we do. And the rarity of finding a small business that doesn't have a brand to stand on, who is attempting to try to build that brand. And I admire that, y'all. And I was telling Jamie, and I made that video hoping that this would kind of help that guy along his journey, because they're a small business struggles. And I'm going to tell you how I know that, because I'm a survivor along with Arms Family Homestead, along with Cog Hill Farm, In fact, we're all small businesses, y'all. We are a small business. We obviously, our product are our videos. You do get that. Our product are our videos. And so we could be the type of video creators who don't bring you a quality product. And you probably at some point will get tired of an inferior product when you can go right across the street, or in your case, you go right up, you scroll down to the next page and you see a superior product. And so you're going to ultimately naturally be drawn to the superior product. I know how much time Daniel, Jason, and myself spend on our video creating and our video editing, and we do. We're not only are we friends, but we're also copycats of each other. We purposely, not purposely, but we do. We purposely want to keep up. It's like what do they call that? Living with the Joneses or keeping up with the Joneses. They call that keeping up with the Joneses. And we joke sometimes. We laugh and we joke and we play that all of us are like keeping up with the Joneses. But it's ways that we constantly keep our product, which is our videos, what you want to see, what you need to see. And so you're right. Someone just said that a business is a business, no matter how big or small. But what I was referring to is the beauty of a small business is that you don't have a brand that you have to live up to, because of McDonald's or a Walmart or whatever brand is going to try to hold on to their brand. That's what makes them more valuable. That's what helps them grow. Uh-oh, there's a wind blowing through here now, and you can probably see it in the shirt behind me. Even the cactus plants are growing. Now look, it has not reached the windmill yet. That's funny. Look, now it's getting to the windmill. Did y'all notice that? It came across here first and got me in the face, and then it went out and finally hit the windmill. And that thing's whipping pretty good. Um, Keeping up with the Joneses, I think, not the Robinsons. Um, so yeah, so no, I totally endorse. I endorse the Arms family and Cog Hill because they also endorse me. And I think that we all three recognize each other for who we are, how different we are as channels, yet how similar we are in our family values, in our spirituality. Notice I didn't say religion. Um, and of course, the fact that we all, have a thing for growing or raising, God's creatures. So you can all sit there and pick and tear us all apart in different ways of who does this and how we do that and why you don't like this guy, and that's fine. But I'll tell you what, I I don't look at it that way. I look at the character of the man. I do. I look at the character of the man, the inside, and that's how I judge a person. In saying so, it was kind of a neat comment. And I didn't even realize this until the comment on the little YouTube live I did that talked about how they were very pleased to see that I didn't just hire white or brown or black. And I never realized that. I've never realized that. I looked and I thought, you know what? That's true. We got Paul, our pond guy, and Courtney, Tegan, and Ashley, who are obviously Caucasian. And you have Big Dave, our rock guy, who's black or African American, however different people refer. You have Fidel, and then of course Juan and Johnny, who are all Hispanic. And so, wow, I love that even more. And you know what? You want to hear something worldly? You want to hear something worldly, but not political, yet it's political? This is so dumb. I pick the best person for the job. You notice how I said I pick the best person for the job. I don't only pick a man farrier. I wouldn't only pick a woman this. I would not only pick a black this or a white this. Isn't it kind of ridiculous what's going on with our Supreme Court right now? Oh, I don't want to be political, but I just have to laugh that it has to be a woman and she has to be black. And I think for a Supreme Court justice, that is of all positions, A lifetime appointment has to be the best man or woman for the job, not the best black woman for the job, not the best white man for the job, not the best Hispanic woman for the. Oh, that's so ridiculous to me. I hate when politics has turned ignorant. We're really, because that is the one area, especially in the world that we live in, where you have no room for ignorance right now. It boils down to making a rational and a sane decision to making insane decisions. And that right there is kind of an insult, I think. That's just, hey, once again, my opinion. You're more than welcome to jump on and say, no, Lester, it's time we have an African American woman in the Supreme Court. I ultimately would say it's, if it was my small business or if I grow into a large business, I'm going to want to have the best possible farriers here at the house. I want to have the best possible plumber doing my plumbing. I want to have the best possible guy doing my rock, the best possible guy or girl doing my pond. So that's kind of a joke to me, and to each his own. Oh, here comes the Facebookers. Don't bring politics into your live, Lester. Well, I already apologized for that before I ever brought it up. No, but it really should be the best person for any job should be the one that you hire. That's just my thoughts on that. Okay. Last thing I want to talk about is a video coming up later on this week. And it's going to be a little bit about what the president talked about 2 days ago with the cyber fears, the cyber fears. I'm sure you all saw the press meeting where they talked about the president said it with his own words, were, I'm going to just paraphrase here, that cyber attacks from the Russians are an imminent threat, which tells me they're going to happen. And so when they do happen, you're not going to be pre-warned. You're not going to have a heads up. They just are going to happen. And so what that actually entails, no one knows. It really depends on how far they want to take all of this. But in the video that I made, I talked about our plan. If there were some kind of a cyber attack and we ended up losing you through the loss of the internet or the power grid or for whatever reason, then just know that we have a plan that we're going to do all that we can to protect these babies. And depending on how extreme, we will continue to do what we do every day. Long before we had Facebook and YouTube channels, we just take in babies that need a forever home, those that are abused or abandoned or neglected, and we try to give them the best home that we possibly can, and the forever home at that, if for all, if, by any means necessary. Um, so don't let that fear worry you. But I also talked a little bit about making yourselves, cautious about what's going on in your own accounts, and just being aware of what's going on around you, and especially having your own plan. Just having a plan. What we don't need is another one of those toilet paper fiascos from a couple of years ago. And ultimately, if everyone kind of realized that there might be an issue, and if the president's going to come out and say it, then you better know that he's not just trying to incite fear. He's trying to tell you, hey, I'm doing my job and letting you know that this is going to probably happen at some point. And so I would just like you to be aware of that. I love you guys as people. Even those that give me negative comments, I still love you. I just know we don't always agree on everything. And so just know that I think that you should all be a little bit aware. Talk to your families, have a plan, because that cell phone may not work. 1 minute it does, next minute, guess what? It's not. And if that's your only form of communication with your loved ones, then you should have a plan in place of what's going to happen in those kind of events or occurrences, because it's probably going to happen at some point. I think that that's about all I have for you guys. I want to show you something, though. Before you leave me, I did bring 2 letters and a huge package. This huge package, I'm going to open last because it's actually what I have set up behind me to block the wind off of me. So allow me to read you a card. Um, this here comes to Jamie and Lester. It comes from Sienna O'Brien. And I might be saying that name wrong. Sienna. That's a really pretty name, but I could very well be mispronouncing it. So forgive me for that. I'm also maybe going to struggle with getting this open. Not only did she seal it, but she also put tape, making sure no one gets into her mail. Here we go. All right, now this over here starts off with hi, Jamie. So I am not going to read that. Okay, well, it was to Jamie and Lester, but it was written for Jamie. So sorry, sweetheart, but I'm going to go ahead and just save that one for Jamie. I do have this one over here. Comes to Lester Morrow from Mary. It's a card. It's a card. There we go. Oh, so it's about my Uncle Raleigh. And it just talked about how they send their sincere condolences for the loss of your beloved uncle. I'll talk a little bit about that. Um, I'm going to tell you what I've noticed, and I'm not saying this to be mean, but this is the same thing that I suspected was going to happen. The same thing that I suspected was going to happen has happened, and it breaks my heart. Joanne's house is right here, and I don't have my cameras facing Joanne's house, but Joanne's house is right there. And from daylight until dark, Joanne's truck sits there. And from daylight until dark, not a soul, not a soul swings by to visit. And, I try to call and check up on her. And I hope to God that other friends and family are also doing the same. I opened my mouth and I said some things I should not have said when Uncle Raleigh was passing about how everyone comes out of the woodwork. I offended and hurt a lot of families' feelings. So I had to remove that video as to not continue to incite the hate and anger. But I'll tell you what, I was right on. I was right on. And so I hope that Joanne is finding ways to occupy her time, because can you imagine spending so many years of your life with your best friend and your life partner, and then you spend a few of those years taking care of, literally taking care of your life partner, watching them slowly, break down and deteriorate right there in front of your eyes. And then you lose your life partner. You lose your life partner. And when you lose your partner, I mean, that must be hard enough. But you're comforted. You're comforted there at the beginning because everybody is coming by to pay you a visit. They're all showing their condolences and they're all letting you know that you're in their thoughts. But don't y'all wonder what happens a week later? Could you what happens? And so I don't know that feeling, what Joanne is going through, but I'm reading comments on both of these, and a lot of people know that feeling. A lot of y'all are experiencing that feeling. A lot of y'all are going through what Joanne's going through. Um, a lot of y'all are saying I'm in Joanne's same position, and that saddens me so much. Knowing that I'm 10 years older than Jamie, and I also live a lot. Um, I live a different lifestyle than Jamie. So that means that more than likely I will die probably a good 20 years before Jamie. Sorry, Jamie, but I don't know if she's even watching. Is Jamie even watching? Um, so knowing that I will probably not live near as long as Jamie, and so she'll have to find a way to make a new life after me. And so I'm hoping that her son at that point will have, finished all of his schooling and will want to come down and be closer. I know that she'll have the animals to help ease the days and kind of move things along. I don't know what social media holds. I mean, no one can predict what's going to happen with social media, how long it's going to be a thing. But I hope that she'll still have some of you. And, but no, my heart breaks for Joanne because I don't think it's Joanne's job to go out and look for someone to talk to. And it's not Joanne's job to try to go out and seek, nor is it yours. I just think that, I don't know. See, this is the part where I got to be real careful because one family member will see this and make sure they share it with every other family member. And so if you're listening, family members, get off your lazy ass and come visit your mom, come visit your stepmom, give her a call, come by and help her on projects around the house. There, see, so there. I'm not trying to keep secrets from family members. I'm just telling you what you can do to, instead of getting mad at Lester and sending me a message, a hateful message, or swinging by and asking me to delete that video because everyone's offended, go do what you hope that someone will do for you someday. That's what it boils down to. Every one of you all, not just my family members, but even your family members, you might find yourself in a position, and you better do the right thing because you're going to sure hope that someone's going to do that for you whenever you find yourself alone. All right, I got one more card to read. Oh boy. Okay. How in the world? Oh my God. Okay. I swear on the Holy Bible, any version that you want to talk about, the King James Version, uh, the New Life Edition, or the John Smith's edition, I don't care. I just opened this. It has sat in my side by side for a couple of days, and I just opened this. It's a letter. Okay, it comes from Mario, and he's in California. Y'all ready for this one? I don't know if you can read it backwards or not. It's very short and very sweet. Very short and very sweet. And here's what it says. Oh, I hope you can read this. In the beginning, your videos were very nice, but now they are outright disgusting. Disgusting? It gets better. Look at Cog Hill's video for me. These are hard working people. And then finally, at the very bottom, it says, do something constructive. That's all. That's it. That's all. Oh my God. Well, you know what? Mario Santiago. I do watch every one of Jason's and Brooke's videos. I have dialogued with Jason and Brooke. We actually text almost daily. Mary Carl has helped us tremendously with our feathered babies, and I agree, they are a very constructive page. Very constructive. They are a whole lot better organized of a farm than what we are. You ready to hear this part? I hope you're listening, Mario. I am a video creator, Mario. I create videos. You know what that means, create? That I develop an idea. Then I get off of my ass and I walk outside with my camera. I try to find the right angles. I try to keep the wind away, keep the right sun angle. And then the video ideas that I had created earlier, I put them into motion. I put them into motion, Mario. Yes, I do. That's what I do. And then when I'm done with that, I will go back inside the house and I'll take my editing tools and I'll start trying to move things around and I'll place things certain parts. Oh, I forgot a piece. So then I'll run back out and try to recreate a certain scenario because you know what I'm doing? I'm creating a video. I'm creating a video. And then when I'm done with my final video, I save it, I go upload it, I put it to both Facebook and YouTube. I monetize it, which means that if people watch it and an ad plays, then I'll make a couple of dollars. The more people who watch it, the more ads that'll play. So the more money you make. And next thing you know, I'm making a living. I'm paying my bills. Uh-oh. Jamie's shaking her head no. Jamie says I'm going too far with this. I'm going to hurry. I pay my bills by my video creations. I'm paying bills by creating videos. And if it might make you laugh, it might make you cry. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I saw her. She come out here storming.
I came to hold your hand and to... it doesn't hurt.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to say one thing.
Go ahead, Jamie. Say it.
Maybe Mario is having a bad day or a bad time or is triggered by something. So we're gonna give Mario some grace here.
Okay.
And say that Mario can watch and have an opinion about all things.
Hold on.
And it's okay.
Keep talking.
But there's a quote that I have recently come across that is really powerful to me. And it says, give someone a piece of your heart instead of a piece of your mind.
Give someone a piece of your heart instead of a piece of your mind.
And that goes to everyone.
Keep talking, cutie. I'm going to change shirts.
Oh, God. Oh, boy. Anyway, I feel bad that Mario was offended enough to send a handwritten letter. And it might be Mario or it might be Maria. I'm not sure. But either way, it's okay to have an opinion. It's okay to voice your opinion. Lord knows that we do it. And it's okay to like, hate, love, whatever it is, a feeling that you have. No one will shame you or berate you for having your opinion. It's okay to disagree. And it's okay. It's all okay. So what Lester meant to say was, thank you for taking the time to write us and for sharing your thoughts.
You are such a diplomat. You are such the diplomat, I swear.
However, it's not going to change who we are.
Can I repeat what you just now said?
Yes.
I think it's Mario, or it might be Maria. Can't really read your handwriting. Thank you for expressing your opinion. But, here comes the but, it's not going to change who we are. Can I add a little bit?
Only if you let me hold your hand. And
hold my hand. Hold it where everyone can see it. Watch the squeeze. Mario or Maria, why would I change what I'm doing if I'm making a living, if I'm able to pay my bills?
Nope. Because who you are doesn't pay the bills.
Yes, it does.
Who you are is who you are. Sharing who you are is what does pay bills.
Okay.
So it's no matter what, it's not going to change you.
Okay. So what I'm saying is,
we're really blessed to have all of you, is what Lester is saying. We're blessed that you ride the roller coaster with us and give us grace in our times of mistake and support us through all the things that we go through, including moments like today.
Oh, you're good.
So you missed it. I just tipped my hat like you.
You tipped? I missed the tip. Can you do it again?
That's a very gentlemanly thing, and that's who we are. You just get Lester's heart racing just a smidge. And
so now, can I add? So this is not to Mario. This is just to the people that follow the pages. I try to use my artistic abilities. And so, being a video creator, and I know that Jason and Daniel will both agree, being a video creator is not an easy task. It is
No.
not an easy job because you never know what's going to make a few dollars and what people will have no interest in. You never know. You go out there and you do your job that you do every single day with or without the camera.
Right.
But if you're going to have the camera and if you know that you want to make a video worthy of people watching, then the same way you would not go see a ballet or hear a musician or any other artist that you were not
Entertained
that
by.
entertained by. And so what I have said in my defense from people like this is that understand I'm not doing a teaching video channel. Jason, you can learn a lot from watching Jason at Cog Hill. You can learn a lot. He does a very informative yet entertaining channel on both Facebook and YouTube, maybe other platforms as well. I don't know. You can also learn a lot from watching my other friend, Daniel Arms. He does a very educational and semi entertaining. I say that because we're friends. You can be semi entertained by Daniel, but mostly when he acts like Lester. Everyone knows his biggest video this year has been the video that he made where he imitated Lester. Just saying. But uh, it's my page and it's my artistic talents, I feel, that have garnished 1.6 million followers on Facebook and 200,000, hit a milestone this week, 200,000 on YouTube. And people don't come here to learn. People don't come to this page to learn. They come to this page to be entertained by us learning, by a city girl learning how to live a country lifestyle. They're entertained by watching a 25-year veteran school teacher learning the ins and outs of a rescue, a farm animal rescue, working with animals, alpacas, ostriches, any of those feathered babies that I know nothing about. They're entertained by seeing me get chased around by geese, by being pecked on, having my ear ripped open by an ostrich, by me being scared out of my wits by a snake, and an angel coming out of my mouth and just and an angelic cursing that snake in the voice of an angel herself. So I make no apologies. And I feel, and I will take this to my grave, that I'm being more constructive with my life now than I've ever been. I enjoyed teaching for 25 years. I did. I feel like I had a really nice career. And I hope that I touched a lot of students' lives. And driving a school bus, I hope that I give those kids a really nice, warm welcome to start their day. And I also send them off in the afternoons. And I always say, y'all make sure y'all clock out because I got to swipe their little tag. It's cute. But there is nothing more rewarding to me than seeing people that are touched and get through a hard time and struggle through their own ups and downs of life, their medical issues, their divorces, their solitude, like we just talked with Joanne. And if they can do that by watching a Lester Morrow I'm a Survivor video, brother or sister, I've never felt like I was being more constructive. So I'm not insulted. I'm just embarrassed that you can't see past whatever blinds you. Hey, look
Nope.
what time it is. We are right at an hour. Woo-wee. Jamie is my guardian angel. Yeah,
I'm also his straitjacket.
yeah. Literally, look at me. She got me, y'all. She got me. Hey, I will say this, and I'm going to leave you guys. Thank y'all for spending an hour with me. I do appreciate those who love and support despite my many flaws. I hope you are entertained, and I hope that you um, just understand that what I express are my opinions, and that I'm blessed to have a page where, and I live in a country where I can express my opinions the same as you did, and we are completely okay to disagree. As a matter of fact, what do we always say? We can agree to disagree, and there's no harm in that. So I will let you go, and I'm going to go watch me some Cog Hill videos. Hey, as a matter of fact, in today's Cog Hill video, guess who Jason talks about? Trivia question. Trivia question. In today's Cog Hill video, who made a special appearance, even though it was something that he screen recorded from somebody else? Who can find it first? Who can say it first? Oh, here we go. Debbie Dorrington. Debbie Dorrington. She says it was you, Lester. So, could you imagine anybody who loves Cog Hill so much?
Nope.
Anybody who loves Cog Hill and thinks that I'm the most, whatever the word was. You're sitting there watching your Cog Hill channel, the channel that you love so much, and all of a sudden you see the guy that you despise. What? I can't do it. I can't even
What
put
you
my
meant
hand.
to say. Thanks for watching us, even if it is
Oh
on
my
Cog Hill's
God.
channel.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my goodness. Uh, I don't know how to end the video when I'm being held down like this. I didn't open my package yet. All kidding aside, I have a package to open. Jamie, I need some help here, possibly.
What is that?
I don't know. Just everyone hold on to your ears.
You're like taking out a chair.
No, I had this propped in a chair. Okay. Man. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys. It comes from a place called Top Notch Ironworks, and it comes to Lester at I'm a Survivor. I don't know what this would be, but I am curious, Jamie Cakes. Y'all just bear with me. I'm using a box cutter.
Wait, knock out the bottom.
Everyone knows that this is not easy. Jamie, you could talk when I'm
I feel like it's just really close to my ears. That's all.
Welcome to my world.
I don't want a matching ear. There's a lot of things that I'm totally down for matching, and that one is
Yours are not one of them.
No. I like all my parts.
All right, but oh my gosh, it's double wrapped. Man, somebody did not want to have this thing.
Safety first. Safety first. Safety first.
Thank you first.
Oh, I said safety first.
Oh.
You know.
Maggie, be sweet. Maggie's chasing the cats away from our lives.
Maggie thinks that the cat should not be a part of the video. If anybody's going to get
only
the spotlight.
Maggie can be a part of the videos.
Yeah.
How many of y'all are equally intrigued by this as I am?
It's really big. I will say that.
Man, it's really wrapped up.
Oh my gosh, be careful, I hear it.
There's something, it's obviously iron. Oh no, Jamie! Look what they made.
Oh my gosh.
This is so funny. This is so funny.
Oh my god.
How much money did someone spend on this? Pull that down, Jamie Cakes. Oh my god.
That is funny.
The back, 38.6, not 40. Who in the world?
You have to hang that from the thing.
I know where it hangs. You know me and that little punky kid that I got to work with around here. I think, oh, Jake, you know that guy. Jake and I built a fence in the back, and we went on Google Earth, and we were just curious of how much land was back there behind that fence. And as we were sitting there drawing it out, you know, on Google Earth, it'll show you the measurements. It'll give you the area. It'll give you the area. The area is the inside. And so once we got it all mapped out, it said 38.6. And we were trying to find any nook and cranny we could to make it an exact 40. Because everyone knows there's songs about it. The back 40, the back 40, the back 40. People reference it all the time. Oh, he's in the back 40. He's in the back 40. And I'm like, Jay, wouldn't that be funny if we just built this fence and just by coincidence, it ends up being 40 acres and we could not find an extra 1.4 acres anywhere. That's a lot of land, actually. So, but yeah, so our back property is 38.6. Now, it's not mine, it's my Uncle Raleigh's property. You all know that. But I thought that was hilarious that
How
it, we,
funny.
so in the video, we called it the back 38.6, not 40. And
Somebody's been paying attention.
someone has been paying attention. And I love that. I wish I knew who to give credit to, but obviously there's nothing on that. Like that actually was shipped from the company that built it, that cut that. And guys, those are not cheap. Jamie and I, we've done some metal work. We've not done it. We've bought some metal work for here and for Longhorn Lester's, and we know that small things are expensive.
Yes.
You're looking at $50 for something small. So you get something that size, that's a very expensive gift. And I hate that you did that, but I tell you what, I will hang it with pride, and I will make sure that I every time we drive past there, for as long as the animals are able to have access to the back 38.6, you'll be able to see this in all of those videos and know how happy it made us feel to receive such a neat gift. So thank you for the cards. Thank you for the letters. That's there for you. You want to read it, by the way? I opened it already, but it sent
Ooh,
to Jamie.
it's really long.
It is long. It comes from, how do you say this lady's name? Sienna?
Yeah.
Sienna O'Brien. So you read it later?
I think I'm gonna need to read it later. It looks
Okay.
pretty
It's
in-depth.
lengthy and it
Yeah.
looks in depth. We'll read it later. I want to say thank y'all, though. We are really well over our time. And so.
What we want to say is
Oh, no. Go ahead.
thank you, and thank you for loving us and for loving the animals and for blessing us with allowing us to be a part of your lives, your days, your nights, your early mornings, all the time. And we're just so grateful that you take the time to spend it with us.
No hard feelings, Mario. Come on, Mario. Mario. No hard feelings. Mario, do it. Jamie, will you do it? Bye, guys.
Bye,
Can
guys.
you
Have a
do
great
that right
day.
there? Thanks, guys.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that was great.